tall.
That's not that tall.
So this is how tall Goliath is, right?
What?
And then, who here is between the ages of 13 and 17?
But didn't they say Saul was?
Jaden, can you come over here?
Saul was literally 7'2" something though.
Stand like right here.
It literally said in the Bible he was like 6 something, 7 foot.
All right, so this is David right here,
Oh, little boy.
and this is Goliath. If we had to choose, who would win?
The dude.
Would it be
And
me
Goliath was a warrior.
Fight. In a
Buff.
physical fight, yeah.
Supernova versus dying.
Oh, nah.
That's the
Who
supernova
would,
that's
who would
dying.
put their money on David? Raise your hand.
He would eat you.
Who would put their money on me? Raise your hand.
You would eat him.
Okay, so everyone chose David. That's not supposed to happen. But anyways, so this is how tall Goliath was. 9 feet tall. And not only that, dude, I don't have any muscle, right? Bro was muscular. He's a big muscle guy. So,
With the shield and
he
an
had a
armor.
shield, he had a big sword. He had a whole bunch of armor on him.
How much is
It
600
says,
shekels
does it
a
say
day?
how heavy the armor was?
Probably like
6,000.
6,000 shekels.
Wait,
5,000 shekels.
5,000
600
shekels.
shekels.
That was a spearhead.
Actually, can someone check how much 600 shekels is?
That was the spearhead. That was the spear of the.
I'm allowing one person
Wait.
to go on their phone and check how much 600 shekels is.
How much is 1 shekel? Bro, just go. Go for it. You literally have a phone.
600 shekels. How much is 600 shekels?
How much? That's only the spearhead, by the way.
15 pounds.
Only 15 pounds?
15 pounds, bro.
50. 50.
5-0. 1-5.
15?
So his whole armor is 15 pounds.
That's the head. of
Just
the
a
spear.
spearhead.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just a spearhead. Oh, it's just a spearhead. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so the spearhead itself, which
Yeah.
doesn't include
The rod.
the rod, and all that stuff.
That's like
And you know
5,000
how like torque works and stuff.
5,000 shekels of
Like
bronze.
if it's like a stick, right? And it's 15 pounds on this side. Is it gonna be easier to hold or lighter, or easier or harder to hold?
Harder.
Hard.
Harder, right? Because of the arm is longer, right? So if you're holding 15 pounds like this, it's easy. But if you're like, if it's right here and then you're like that, it's much harder to do. Yeah, I'm so high, yeah. I'm Goliath.
Oh, this is mine.
Alright. Oh no.
Blue.
Alright, so anyways. Okay, so what did Goliath challenge the Israelites to?
Where did the
Okay,
noodles
not
go?
me. What did Goliath challenge the Israelites to do? Okay, go ahead. What?
Choose their rules, bro. Best champion.
Choose your best champion, right? Choose your best champion. Yeah, to challenge him. Alright, and that was his challenge. Can someone else read the next part?
Next paragraph.
The next paragraph, please.
12 to when?
Jason? Alright, can you catch this?
12 to 16. Gang. Gang, 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 gang. 16.
12 to 16.
David was the son
Mom.
of Jesse.
Oof.
Sorry, a little bit louder, please. Sorry.
Jesse had 8 sons and he was a boy and
Sorry, baby.
Jesse's 3 oldest sons were lost to the war. The first son was Eliam, the second Abinab, and Nadab, and the third
Just louder.
Shaman. David was the youngest. The 3 oldest followed Saul. But David went back and forth from Saul to tend the sheep, his father's sheep at Bethlehem.
Oh, blueberry. No.
How many days was Goliath taunting the Israelites?
40 days.
40 days. How much?
That has to
40
be
days?
rage breaker.
A month.
This has to be rage breaker.
That's a little over a month, right? So imagine for a month, guys, yeah, this guy that's 7 feet tall comes out every day saying,
7 foot.
9.
I'm better.
huh?
9 feet.
Sorry, 9 feet tall, taller than Wendy, by the way.
Oh.
And he's like, yo,
I'm better.
someone fight me.
I'm just better.
Yeah, someone fight me.
MS will be.
And does anyone end up fighting him for 40 days? No, right? 40 days. You know how long was 40 days? How long was the flood for? Oh, no,
40 days and 40 nights.
the flood itself
40 days and 40
raged
nights.
for 40 days and 40 nights. And that was enough to fill up the whole earth. So imagine 40 days.
Fill up the whole earth.
Goliath coming out, taunting the Israelites for 40 days straight, saying, yo, someone come here. You know, you guys are weaklings. You guys are scared.
I guess, bro.
You guys cannot fight me. Come if you dare. Oh, you know what I mean? He's probably taunting their God, taunting their king, taunting their mamas.
Nah, don't say a word about my mama.
I mean, taunting them constantly. But does someone go up and fight him?
Nope.
Right? So David comes, as I mentioned at the start, David comes, he brings the food, and he sees what is going on. And he asks his brothers, yo bro, like why aren't you fighting him?
I don't know.
Right? And we're gonna
Oh,
go
blueberry. No, don't do that. Look at Tina. Look at blueberry. He's on the stool. Gina, go get your sister, bro. Look at your sister, bro.
It even says in 24, when the Israelites saw the man, they all ran from him in great fear. Right? And he says, can someone read verses 32
Throw the tail.
to 36? Okay.
Oh! It's light, that's why I said
Go ahead,
C.
go ahead.
Sander.
Nah, that's all you said.
What was it?
32 to 36.
David said to Saul, let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him. Saul replied, you are not able to go out against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a boy, and he has been fighting a man from his youth. But David said to Saul, your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off the sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. The uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who deliver me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine.
Nice. Okay, so
Us! Oh, shoot. Uh-oh.
Yo, who broke it? Wait, who broke it? Weren't you serious?
Alright guys, okay, so David, Saul summons David, right? And Saul summons David. And David says, what does David say?
He said that he killed a lion and a bear.
Well, before that, he said, I'm going to be the one, I will fight Goliath by myself. And what does Saul say?
He said, nah.
It's fresh off
Why?
the box.
'Cause you're only a little boy.
Because he was young, right? How old is he?
13 to 17.
From around 13, 17, right? He was just a teenager, right? Teenager fighting Goliath. If you were Saul as a king and you see Goliath, who would be the type of person who would fight Goliath? Would it be David, who is a teenager?
Nah.
No, right? You would think it's like someone who is like,
He's just a baby.
maybe someone who is like an adult, someone who's like fought for like has experience for like 10 years, is like one of his best soldiers. But the person that wanted to go wasn't one of those people. It was David, who was a teenager. And what was his occupation?
Shepherd.
He was a shepherd. And what was a shepherd?
Take caring of sheep.
Taking care of the sheep.
Take caring of
And
sheep.
was the shepherd like a very like prestigious job?
Nah.
No, it was actually one of the lowest jobs that happened. Back in the day was
J.O.B.'s.
right? So what did David say? What was the reason why he was gonna beat Goliath? It says here, when a lion or a bear came and carried off the sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by the hair, struck it, and killed it.
Oh.
Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be one like one of them. Because of why? Because he has defied the armies of the living God. It is the most important part, right? It's the most important part. The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine.
Okay.
So why did David have courage to do this? To fight Goliath?
Huh?
Why did David have the courage to fight Goliath?
Because of God.
Because of God, right? Because God, he said God will deliver him. We're going to come back to this part, so just remember this part, okay? I want to highlight something very important in this part, okay? But let's keep going. So Saul says to David, all right, Ben, you got it. You're going to fight him. And what Saul ended up, because he was going to fight him, Saul ended up giving him his armor, he gave him his sword, he put a bronze helmet over his head. But because David was small, it wasn't able to fit him at all. Right? It was like walking around like you guys remember the movie? It was like walking around not being able to fit everything because he's only a youth, right? As in a you guys.
He's a youth.
So what ended up happening was, can someone read, someone who hasn't read yet, 40, just 40.
40.
Someone hasn't read yet. You haven't read yet?
No.
For real?
No.
Okay.
No. Oh no.
I should throw it, yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I throw it in fallen or not.
Oh, as long as it's lighter.
Oh, 30.
40?
Oh, 40.
Yeah.
Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand approached the Philistine.
What did he end up doing? Instead of the armor, instead of the tunic, instead of the helmet, instead of the sword, what did he end up bringing into it? 5 smooth stones from the river, right? If you're gonna fight the most strongest man in the world, what would he bring to the fight?
A rock,
sword,
a big boulder.
a big bull. Probably not 5 stones, right? You would probably bring a bazooka or something.
Philistine, with his shield bearer in front of him, kept coming closer to David. He looked David over and saw that he was only a boy, ruddy and handsome, and he despised him. He said to David,
Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?
and the Philistine cursed David by his gods.
Come here, and I'll give you your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field.
David said to the Philistine,
You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied.
Okay, take it.
This day the Lord will hand you over to me, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. Today I will give the carcasses of the Philistine army to the birds of the air and the beasts of the earth, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord, and He will give all of you strength and honor.
Alright, pause. Alright, so Goliath sees David and he's like, bro, you're just a boy, bro. And then he starts laughing, he starts cursing David. He's saying, come here and I'm gonna give your flesh to the birds, right? But what did David say? What did David say would be the reason why he would win over Goliath? And what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Or it said over here, it says, you come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of who?
God.
The Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. Right? He's not saying, I'm gonna, or David didn't say, oh, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna like fight you and stuff, and I'm gonna win. But who is going to help David in this way? Is it David that's gonna win?
No.
No, it's God who's going to do it. What does this say about David?
Little short, tiny boy.
Yeah, but what is this?
Handsome looking man.
Well, what does it say about David and his relationship with God?
It says that.
What does this show about David?
That he trusts.
Yeah, he has a really strong faith in God. Because he's not saying like, oh, like, I'm doing this because, you know, I'm the best fighter, I'm super skilled, like, I can do like 100 push-ups, that's why I can defeat you. No, the reason is because he has strong faith in God. That's why he can show David. Okay, let's keep going. And he says here, all those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for it is the battle of the Lord, and he will give all of you into his hands. All right, go ahead.
As the Philistines were closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle lines of Israel. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he swung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead and he fell face down on the earth.
All right, go.
It's not you.
Hey, go ahead and reenact that.
You gotta lay on the floor now.
Go ahead and reenact that for us. Wait, can you say it again?
Oh, to the first.
Just after the rest says. Yeah.
As the Philistine grew closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle lines of Israel.
Jaden, run.
Into his bag and taking out a stone, he swung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead and he fell face down on the ground.
I don't think we can do it.
I'm dead.
Remember.
All right. Nice. Okay, so he takes a stone, right?
It sunk into his frontal lobe.
He slings it, and it hits right over here, the frontal lobe. Usually, when someone has a helmet, right? What does the helmet protect?
Your head.
Your head, okay. What else? The face, like where in the face? Like over here, yeah, there's a mask here. Sometimes over here, right? But he says that there's usually one part of the helmet that is exposed. And which one is that?
Face.
The eyes, right? The eyes right here. Most importantly, as you're saying, right here, right? So when David slung the stone, where did it hit?
Right there.
Right here.
Where was the water in this?
I thought you said I slept, Joe.
Right here, right?
Oh,
And when the stone hit him right on the weakness on his face, what happened?
Sunk into his
It sunk into his face, and he knocked out, face down, knocked out. He did. So David triumphed over the Philistines. 50. So David triumphed over the Philistines with a sling and a stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine and killed him. David ran over and stood over him. He took hold of the Philistine's sword and drew it from his scabbard. After he killed him, he cut off his head with a sword. Alright. That was in the movie. But anyways.
It's kid version.
And then when the Philistines saw that their hero was dead, they turned and ran. Then the men of Israel and Judah surged forward with a shout and pursued the Philistines to the entrance of Gath, to the gates of Ekron. Their dead were strewn across, and overall the Israelites destroyed the Philistines. That's the end. Awesome. So that's the story of David and Goliath. And there's a couple of things I want to highlight real quick. Because I think sometimes we see this story and we see the monumental achievement of David, which is what did he do in this story? He defeated Goliath. But there's a reason why he was able to have that faith in God before he faced Goliath. Sometimes we see this story and we're like, oh, all we have to do is be like David. We have to have that faith. You have to have that courage to fight. You have to have that courage to do the things that God calls us to do and be courageous and just go on and be strong and not have any fear. But the thing is, we have some fear sometimes, right? We have a lot of fear. And the thing is, what we see in this Bible is that even though we see David and what he did with Goliath, this was not the first time that he was sitting cross. Let's go into, real quick, let's go back to, remember I told you to remember this part? 34, 37. It says here, but David said to Saul, your servant had been keeping father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth.
Mine says snow.
Smells nice. I seized it by the hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. And this is the most important part, remember? The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hands of this Philistine. Alright, question. Why did David have courage and trust in God to fight against Goliath? The reason is because David trusted God when he fought the lion and the bear. And what does it show about David in the course of this? I think when we see Goliath, he's like the epitome of whatever, like the strongest, human, like the strongest and most stacked warrior. And I think if David didn't go to the bear, or didn't trust God with the bear, and trust God with the lion, who knows if he would have enough trust to fight Goliath. What I'm saying is that in order for David to fight against Goliath and to trust God and to have courage to fight him, he first had to have faith to fight against the lion and faith to fight against the bear. And because he was able to have faith in fighting those things and and trusted God and was able to be victorious in those things, because of that, he was able to fight against Goliath. Because he knew, like, if God was with me, with the bear, with the lion, then he will be with me with Goliath. What am I trying to say? Remember yesterday we talked about our hearts and how we, in order for us to have clean hearts, we have to trust God. You guys remember that? Our clean heart stems from our obedience to God. Sometimes we see, some adults in the church. Maybe you see like Pastor Bong, or we see your parents, and you're like, wow, these people, or we see the pastors, we see the deacons, we see all these people, and we're like, wow, these guys have a lot of faith. I want to be like them one day. I want to have faith like them. I want to be knowledgeable about the Bible. I want to trust God. I have this anxieties and fears. I look at my people that are older than me, people who are more into their faith, and they don't have that. They're trusting God a lot, and I just want to be like them. The reality is they didn't just get to that place automatically. In order for them to be at the place where they are then, they had to go through so many trials and tribulations to get to that place. Right? For example, one of the most important tests that you're going to have in high school, what is that? The ACT. Right? Let's give an example, right? The SAT, right? The SAT is one of the most important tests you're going to have because it's you're going to send to colleges, right? You're going to send to colleges, and you're going to take that test. Is that going to be the only test that you're going to take? No, what other tests are you going to take beforehand? You're going to take exams, you're going to take quizzes, you're going to take midterms, you're going to take finals of your classes, right? Stuff like that. The reason why you have these tests is not because, learning is important and all that stuff, but it's also preparing you for the big test, the ACT. In order for you to pass the ACT, you're going to have to be able to learn and to learn how to study and have to be able to learn how to collect information. You're going to be learning how to take different tests and to learn how to, to learn. And you're not going to be able to do that unless you take the test beforehand. Another example, right? Who here plays sports? What is the goal of a sports season? Score points, yeah. But as a team, what is the goal? To win and to be the best team, right? Your goal is to be the best team. When you go into a tournament, you only have enough players, yeah, true. Your goal is to be the best of the best. And in order to be the best of the best, in order are pretty much the best two teams that are fighting for the prize. But before they are in the Super Bowl, what did they have to do? They had to practice. Yeah, they had to go to the wall hard. They had to play other games. They had to do all these things, right? They had to fight through these different games. They had to practice before they got to the Super Bowl, right? And sometimes the only thing that we see is the games, but it's more than just the games. The players are also practicing. They're looking at film. They're studying. And even before the season starts, they are still working out and they're still doing their best to keep their body healthy, right? So even though the Super Bowl is the main event in the finals between these two teams, they had to go through months and months of gruesome training and fighting in order to get to that point. And the reason why they're able to go to the Super Bowl was because of that, of the discipline and the training and learning how to win from these past games in order to know how to win now. What am I trying to say here? I think I did enough. When we go into the hard parts of our life, and maybe you guys haven't reached that point yet, which is cool because you're still young. But there's gonna be a lot of hard things that you're gonna do in your life. There's gonna be you're gonna go into high school, you're gonna take your test, you're gonna go into college. All the classes are gonna be super hard. You might, go into your first relationship. You might experience your first breakup. You might experience a loss of your family. You might, you might experience a loss of property or no money. You might lose your home. You might lose your money. You might lose your friends. And all these things are really hard things. And sometimes we don't look forward to those things that we dread. Additionally, God calls us to do a lot of important things. What's the main thing that God tells us to do? Go and make disciples of all nations. Who here thinks that's an easy thing to do? Raise your hand. No, it's not an easy thing to do, right? Who here has tried it? Has anyone tried it and it didn't really go that well? Yeah. It's a pretty hard thing to do, right? And sometimes there's other people here where they're not even trying to. There's a lot of fear in getting to that point. But what we can learn from David's story is that if we trust God in the smaller things, then we trust God in the larger things as well. For example, right? Praying to God. Who here prays to God? Praise to God, right? That's good. You're praying. Who prays to God consistently every day?
Not just dirty wheels.
Not just during meals. Right? And that's a hard thing in itself too, right? Before we can go and share Jesus with other people, maybe we should trust God in the small things. We trust God in praying. For example, so what are some Goliaths that we have to face in life?
Why are you putting me on the spotlight?
Sorry, I don't know. Does anyone have any thoughts or questions before we close?
Testimony? A testimony?
Okay. Yeah. Let me give you an example. Okay.
You?
One of the things that I struggled with growing up was my self-confidence to talk to people. I was a shy kid, right? I was very shy. I was like really scared to talk to new people. I'm introverted. Whenever I would like meet someone in person, I would like start stuttering and like have a hard time talking to people and stuff like that. And because of that, I was really scared to share Jesus to other people because I felt like I didn't have the confidence to speak to people. Right? It was hard for me to speak to people because I was like very shy and I didn't have confidence in myself. I know it sounds funny, right? Oh, God. Okay. So one day I was kind of fed up with it. I was like, God, I don't want to be like this no longer because I want to follow you in sharing Jesus to other people. So in college, yes, how old I was. In college, I joined the summer mission, and I told God, I'm going to do whatever you call me to do, and all I'm going to do is to trust you. I'm going to go into it. Yeah, dude. I'm going to go into it. You know, I'm not like, if I'm scared, I'm just going to just do it, and I'm just going to trust you in that. Right? So, what ends up happening is, I go into, it's this place called Goliath, and there's a lot of, and the goal was, this is the goal, and this is a pretty cool mission trip if you guys want to do one of these when you're older. What we did is we would go into a place, and we would work in one of the areas. And what we would do when we worked in those areas was we would make relationships with people. We would bring them and befriend them to eventually in the hopes of sharing Jesus to them. Okay? But in order to share Jesus to them, you first have to what? You have to make friends with them. But before you have to make friends with them, what do you have to do? You have to talk to them. And what was my fear? Talking. I didn't like talking to people. I didn't like talking to strangers. But what did I promise God? I told God, whatever you call me to do, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to send it, even though I'm scared, I'm just going to do it. Okay? So, first day, I was working at an amusement park. I was working at the fish pond. You guys know the fish pond? It's for little kids. What they do is they like have the little fishing rod, and it would have like a magnet, and then it would just pick up one of the fish and eat it. Nice, easy, right? Right beside me was another game, and in it was a person. She was a girl that was my age, and she was from Thailand. That was there for a summer mission. So, the old me.
Was it only for college people?
Huh? No, there was older people too. But for me, I was like, okay, the old me, I would just be quiet the whole time. I was working for 4 hours. I'll be quiet for the whole 4 hours and not say a word. But what do you think God was calling me to do? Talk to her. Talk to her and eventually tell her about Jesus. So, what do you think I did?
You did. You chicken out.
I didn't talk for back, and I was like, okay, I guess she's friendly. All right, cool. And I was like, okay, God told me to talk to her, so I'm gonna go talk to her. So I go up near her booth, and then I was like, hi, hello, what's your name?
Oh no! Is this a real story?
Yeah. And what ended up happening is, was it a disaster? No, it didn't end up a disaster actually, because we ended up being friends afterwards. We started talking with each other, and I ended up bringing her to my ministry event. And what ended up happening was she ended up being one of our closest friends at the mission, which is really cool. So when that happened, and it ended up good, guess what happened? 2 hours later, her shift was done. She left. I didn't leave. Another person came in. So what did God call me to do? Talk to her, right? But because I had the experience of talking to the last girl, and it ended up being good. And that was the goal, right? To receive Jesus in the heart. Because I took that first step into trusting God and talking with one girl, it led to me sharing Jesus and and Jesus allowing me to accept, or someone accepted Jesus Christ because of my faith in God, right? There's one more thing. I'm going to pass it on to
Huh? Do you have time?
Quick. You got
Let's
time.
share a testimony.
Fine. You want to stand up there?
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm going to take up some time. But I really like this story of David and Goliath because I actually learned about David and Goliath when I was a youth. And how I was taught it was how can you face your Goliaths. So when Micah said, David was how old? So a teenager like you guys. And how big was Goliath? So I'm a little bit older. that you guys won't experience now. But as a 17-year-old, unfortunately, I did face that, but God timed that for me. And that is for me to stand here, and I'm a living testimony that I faced all of this. So, when I learned this during my youth days, I hope this touched your guys' heart too, because this story really means a lot to me. That's it.
As we ended it today, there's gonna be a lot of delights in our week, and there's gonna be a lot of delights in our life. But as we go through, let us trust God in the small things. Right? When you go through the week, I want you guys to think about what is one thing that I can trust God in. Maybe I want to read God more. Maybe I want to read my Bible. Maybe I want to share Jesus with someone. Maybe I want to trust God with a certain sin or a certain calling in my life. Whatever it may be, we should trust God in these small things so that when we face these Goliaths, all these things are going to happen. Because it's going to happen. Our lives are going to be hard. But when we face those things, we're going to already have trust in God. And then if there's a Goliath in your life, continue to be strong. Continue like David. When there's a Goliath facing you, that's where we trust in God most. And the promise that God has given us is when we trust in Him, we put our faith in Him. He is going to be with us through persecution and through struggle. Cool, that's pretty good. Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord. This story of Goliath is a story that we probably all know, but I just pray that it can speak to each and every one of our hearts, Lord. That it doesn't come with, that we don't look at this lightheartedly, Lord, but we can take the example of David and trust you with every, not only the big things, but the little things. Lord, there's going to be a lot of Goliaths that we face in our life. Maybe it's not now. Maybe it is now. Or maybe it's going to be later in the future, Lord. I just pray that when we go through those hard and tough times, and it feels really overwhelming, and it feels really hard to live another day, I just pray that we can be like David and trust you, Lord. Because only through you where we can overcome our lives. Lord, I just pray that we can trust you every day, that we can continue to lean on you, Lord, to go through our everyday life. Yeah, Lord, let us keep this story in our hearts, keep you in our hearts, so we can continue to go closer to you each and every day. Lord, I just pray that we can end this strong word. Be with us as we close down and we go back to our homes and pray that you give us safe travels. Or just be with us for the rest of this weekend until we see each other again on Sunday. I love you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Alright, thank you guys. Can we throw away the trash and then we gotta move the tables. So can you help me move the tables, please? I don't know how.
Do I just end this?
Huh?
Do I just end it?